Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Behind the Writings of Realms of Aura 2. Today I'm going to be talking about the setting a little bit. In particular, one realm we're going to be doing the Tundra of Trudendale. It's the realm I'm actually set in for the chapter I'm in the middle of working on, so it's kind of just easy for me to bounce into that one. To start, Tundra of Trudendale, like its name says, Tundra. Obviously, you're looking at a very ice. It's an ice themed realm, winter themed, or however you want to look at it. The central location for it, the area where the council meets with most of the public and deals with most of their stuff, plus they live close by it, like in all the other realms, is a large ice pagoda, which is stationed in the Snowdrift Sanctuary district of the realm. And over the course of the realm, we also have a few restaurants, of course. We have some of everything because we built it from the ground up, and I wanted to make sure that when I thought, what do they need to function? What companies or businesses styles, not companies in particular, like what business styles do they need? Like they need a grocery market of some sort, so they got that. They need clothes somewhere, so they got some clothes places. Restaurants. There's like athletic complexes where it's safe instead of going out into the Doomlands where there's larger fields and whatnot. So the cool thing about this realm is it never gets over freezing to the point where the ice, it never gets to the point where the ice melts. The ice is infused with the navy aura that pulses through that realm, and so it stands for a little bit more than 32 degrees. It could be 40 degrees there, the ice isn't going anywhere. The realm is occupied by two beasts of ruin. It's one of two of the realms that are. That's one of the kind of more interesting factoids on this one. One of my favorite parts about it, aside from the 3-story pagoda that I used for the central location for the council, is actually the Strange Candy Sweet Shop, which is actually named due to kind of a funny ordeal, but a couple summers ago when I had started doing the book, I was hanging out with the band Cane Hill at Warped Tour for a couple of days when I was there, and they had released a track. It was Strange Candy. Awesome song, awesome band, awesome group of guys. And I had asked them, I was like, alright, so I gotta know, is it cool if I go to use this for something? And they were cool with it. Like I said, they're awesome guys. So they said, yeah, it was cool and all that. And so I made the Strange Candy Sweet Shop. And the Strange Candy Sweet Shop's not a normal bakery. It's kind of like it's almost like a dispensary bakery kind of thing. There's very specifically named treats, or there's very funkily named treats that you get from there, and they're to help you relax. It's almost like a giant antidepressant shop, so to speak. They're healthy, though. They're safe, because sometimes you need help to unwind yourself. And the Strange Candy Sweet Shop is the embodiment of that. It's also, like I said, it was just really fun to be able to utilize conversations that I've had with a band that I was able to get kind of close to and talk to, and then get to put a little touch of themselves into my book with their permission. It was really fun to be able to think of what would be the most fun I could have with it, and where they would kind of look at it and probably say, okay, you know what, that's really cool. And the Strange Candy Sweet Shop was definitely the answer to that. And it's run by a set of owners which are named similar to the guys in the band. And you meet a couple of them in the first book. One of the other cool things, and I've got the list of everything that's in the realm right here next to me in case I kind of catch myself slipping up on anything. But one of the other kind of funky things that I have, and this isn't a Trudendale specialty. This is a realms where 2 you'll meet it. Is when Auraball comes into play. Auraball, much like the Portobello Valencia Festival in the first book and the Clash of the Hunter's Heads that you'll come in contact with, it's a big deal for the people of the realm. And so one restaurant or business in each realm runs or is the advocate for a pick'em pool where citizens that want to get involved, they pick the games for the season, and the ones that do the best in the realm get a prize, and the one that does the best period gets a prize. Like, if I recall correctly, I have it all set. It's kind of like almost how ESPN does theirs for football, or like the bracket contest for March Madness, how it has a similar thing that runs next to it, which is a round by round pick'em. I wanted that to be part of it because you don't have sports without gambling. It's just the way it is. That's the way society has kind of placed it on us. I'm not complaining. I'm a fantasy football person. I'm a March Madness person. I like to pay attention to sports and whatnot. I like horse racing. I like poker and all that. So like to institute something another thing that I enjoy, which, like I said, gambling is something that I enjoy. Probably shouldn't as much as I do, but it is what it is. And to do that with Auraball was really cool. What I did for the Auraball season, and probably the most nonsensical planning that I did for the book, was I actually came up with a way to play out each Auraball game. To do that, when I have the rosters all set, and much like your sports video games like FIFA and Madden, I gave each player on the teams a overall. And then they would be ranked top guy of the team, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so on and so forth. And so as I set it up that way, I took a Dungeons & Dragons online die roller, and I set it up where one dice had X amount of numbers representing this way of scoring, home team, and then another same amount of numbers, away team. I believe it was a 12-sided die, and I had one space for the home captive getting captured, one space for away, 2 for a 4-point score, and 3 for a 3-point score. And then for who would score, I took a 21-sided die and went 6 spaces for top overall, 5 spaces, so on and so forth down. So the Auraball season, as you'll see it in the book, all of the stats are actually from a, so to speak, random generated ordeal. I picked none of the games, I picked none of the winners, I picked none of the stats, I did none of it. I just sat here for a while, a few days, a few weeks probably even. I don't honestly remember. It's been a while since I did the Auraball season. But I went through and I did every game of the, there's 12 teams, they play everybody twice, home and away, much like soccer. So you're talking 100 some odd games, 160 some odd games. And like I said, I sat through and did all of it right there, and it was just a really cool way to add another thing that connects each of the realms at the end of the day. It's kind of all I got for today's setting one. I kind of got a little off track of just the Tundra of Trudendale, but I think I explained kind of well enough where that one came from. The namesake for it's really nothing fun. I kind of just sat there and was like, alright, well, I'm dealing with winter. What is winter? It's a wintry tundra. Okay, tundra. What goes with tundra? Boom. Trudendale was the first thing that popped into my head, and it was very easy to stick with and stay with it. Because it just kind of, I don't know, it blends nicely. It rolls off the tongue really nicely, so that's where the name comes from. Some of the places named in it none of them really have anything kind of interesting, so to speak, aside from the Strange Candy Sweet Shop. They're just typical store kind of names that you'll see out in the world, I would assume. I mean, I could see most of them being a legitimate name of a company of some sort. Some of them obviously not so much, because we don't call certain businesses by this style of a thing. Like we call a hospital. It's always a hospital. We never call it a ward. Well, the hospital in Trudendale is the ward of Trudendale, just for one example there. But yeah, like I said, that's kind of all I got. If you're interested in Realms of War: Rise of the Infected, it's available on Amazon as both the ebook and paperback. One is $5, the other is $9, in that order. Ebook $5, paperback $9. If you're undecided on if you would want to get it, feel free to leave a question on what is keeping you on the fence in one of the comment sections on any post, and I will try to give you a reason to pick one way or the other. Thank you very much.